All right, so today we are still in the section 2, Principle of Creation, section 2, Universal Prime Energy, Give and Take Action, and the 4-position foundation. Okay, so then today is the part 2 of section 2. Today we're going to focus on the Universal Prime Energy. Okay, this is a divine principle. It says, God is the absolute reality, eternal, self-existent, and transcendent of time and space. Yeah, right? That is God. This is God. The fundamental energy of God's being is also eternal, self-existent, and absolute. Even for God to exist, there should be some kind of force or energy. Everything existing by some kind of energy in there. Therefore, everything is existing. Then God is also. God needs some kind of energy within him, within himself, to exist eternally, right? So that is the universal prime energy. That is one aspect of universal prime energy. Then also the next one, it is the origin of all energies and forces that allow created beings to exist. So as I said, every being need energy to exist. If you don't have energy within, then you can't just exist, right? So that's the existence. Every existence needs energy. So then origin of all energies and forces that allow created beings is called universal prime energy, right? So I'm going to explain this more deeply. Divine Principle did not go deep about this universal prime energy. But okay, so we studied about this God's internal nature and the external form, right? So because God has this dual characteristics, then everything has dual characteristics, internal part and the external part. Okay, this is a human being actually. For human being, this part is a body, and all other being has their external part, right? Animals has a body, and then every existence has some external substantial part, right? That is consist of basically the atoms and the molecules, right? That part, right? So that is the external part. Then the reason why we all have those internal part and external part is because God has those dual characteristics within himself. Then, not yesterday, 1 week ago, we talked about this. God's external form is pre-energy. No? So then this, like a pre-energy means one step before the energy. Then we know that the energy and the matter is always, I don't know if you say always, but that's exchangeable, right? The the matter, all matter, when you go into the smaller and the smaller, then that becomes the energy. So that's that is here. So so that's why that the God's, external part of God is that pre-energy. So we are talking about energy here, right? Then here, when we read about the universal prime energy, that's energy, right? Talking about energy, that energy for God to exist, energy for every being to exist, right? That energy is this, this energy here. So therefore, if we think simply, this universal prime energy, most fundamental source of all the energy, is called prime universal prime energy, right? So that's why, that it's maybe like we may say this part of God, God's external form, this part might be the universal prime energy. I think that we could say that maybe, however, it's not completely accurate to say that. So universal prime energy, when we go to the next section, then it says like this: through the agency of universal prime energy, right? Through the agency of universal prime energy, the subject and object elements of every entity form a common base and enter into interaction. So this is an explanation of the give and take action. According to this, the prime energy, universal prime energy, right? This is not just energy, So because of this energy, because of this universal prime energy, then every entity can have the interaction, each other, give and take action, right? So that means like that universal prime energy is guiding or initiating, at least initiating the give and take action, and guiding every being to have certain give and take action. That means the universal prime energy has certain purpose or direction, right? So that's why universal prime energy is not the pure energy. Energy with the clear direction and purpose. Yeah, so that is the universal prime energy. Okay, so we are going to get into it a little bit deeper now. This is from the unification thought. Okay, when centering on purpose, right? Centering on purpose, the original Sun and the original Hyun-san. Original Sun means this is the God's internal nature. Original Hyun-san, this one, is God's external form. Already maybe, I hope you already remember, right? So then the God Hyun-san is pre-energy, right? God's external form is pre-energy. So these original Sun-san and original Hyun-san engage in give and take action, give and receive action. So unification thought use this word, give and receive. Divine principles is saying give and take, the same thing, give and receive action. So centering on purpose, these Sun-san and Hyun-san have the give and take action. Then after, when they have the interaction like that, give and take action in between, then energy or force is generated. Through their give and take action, then give and take action brings their energy there. So through their give and take action, so energy is produced. Okay, so that's give and take action. So, but it says here, the point is here, the centering on purpose, right? That when you have a give and take action, there should be always their purpose. So God's original Sun-san and Hyun-san, right? God's has a dual characteristics, internal form and external form. In order for those those dual characteristics, in order for those two, two part of God engage the give and take action, there should be their purpose, centering on some purpose, then they have a give and take, right? Like that's always the purpose is needed. Okay, then what is the purpose come from? Where the purpose come from? Right? You may think, right? So, centering on that purpose, then God's dual characteristics have the give and take action. What is that? So that purpose is actually heart. Unification of thought says very clearly, right? In God, right? In God, the center of give and receive action is either heart or purpose, right? It may say purpose, right? But the purpose is established by heart, you know? So when maybe we already talk about the heart a little bit, a few weeks ago, but heart is the impulse to seek joy through love, relationship. So, the heart, love is coming from heart, then the love is seeking the joy, right? So that's the heart set the purpose. That's the purpose is established by heart. So therefore, in this, if we apply this to here, right? So when centering on purpose, I mean basically we can say centering on the heart of God, right? Centering on heart, the original Sun Sun and the original Hyung Sun engage in give and take action, right? When they do that, then the energy or force is generated. Yeah. So depending on the different purposes, two kinds of energy may be generated. Two kinds of energy may be generated through the give and take action, right? Namely, acting energy, right, or acting force, and forming energy or forming force. Two different kind of energy is produced, are produced, right? One is acting energy, and another one is forming energy, it says. So in detail, but like this. Then what is acting energy and what is their forming energy? The acting energy is the force of God. It is called prime force, right? Acting energy is the force of God. It is called prime force. That is the, basically still in God, right? The prime force. The prime force acts on all created beings. This prime force acts on all created beings and is manifested as the force that causes give and receive action between subject and object. Yeah, so a little bit complicated. So in order for anything to engage in give and take action, that being itself need to have their energy, right? Need to have their energy. Otherwise, they can't do their give and take. They cannot engage in give and take if there is no energy there. Of course, that give and take action produce the another energy, but in order for anything to start the give and take action, that being itself need to have their energy within itself, right? So okay, so that is the this one. The prime force acts on all created beings, right? And is manifested as a force, right? That kind of force. Manifested as a force that causes give and receive action between subject and object. So then as such, this force is called universal prime force, universal prime energy. Yeah. So, okay, I hope, we are following this. Okay, that's a universal prime force. So that's universal prime is from the this acting energy. Then on the other hand, forming energy forms the mass of particles in the created world. Okay, if particles is the smallest matter, of course, like we have a quartz or something like that too. But let's see, particle as the smallest matter in this world, right? This energy, this forming energy is the origin of all their matters, all their particles. Right? Forming energy forms the mass of particles in the created world. Okay, if we look at this diagram, I don't know if this is easy to understand or not. Right? See the centering on heart, right? Heart establish their purpose, centering on heart. OSS is original sunsan, original God's internal nature. God's internal nature has the, that's what is God's internal nature. As we studied already, there is the intellect, will, and emotion. That is here, and also God's design, God's vision, God's blueprints, what kind of things he wanted to create, what kind of world he wanted to create, that kind of blueprints, right? God's design, God's idea, God's blueprints is in this, God's internal nature. Then OHS means original Hyunsan, original God's external form, right? Then we learn that is a pre-energy, that the one step before the energy, right? That is within God. Okay, so now this, the original Sunsan and the original Hyunsan have the give and take action centering on the purpose. So then after, because of this give and take action, then the two kinds of energy are produced, right? Two different kinds of energy. One is a forming energy and one is the acting energy. Then forming energy. What is a forming energy? Right? So then this forming energy is the energy that forms the particles, according to this formula, right? E equal mc squared. So E is the energy, M is the matter, right? Matter has certain maybe form and weight. So M, and the C is the light, speed of the light. Okay, so according to this formula, this energy becomes the particle. That is a forming energy. So this forming energy is the result of this give and take action, because this energy has the purpose, right? That what's a purpose? The purpose of this energy is to form the a particle. So okay, that is a forming energy. Then another energy, which was produced by this give and take action, is acting energy. Acting energy. Then this acting energy is what? This is coming to or influence. What did he say? That is the manifested. That prime force, this acting energy, which is called the prime energy, this is manifested as the force that can engage in the give and take action with other being, right? This particle has that kind of energy within. That is coming from this acting energy. This particle has the energy within itself, so that by using that energy, then the particle can start give and take action with other particle, right? So that energy is coming from this acting energy. Then we call that force or energy that particle has within particle, right? We call that energy universal prime energy. Does it make sense? So yeah, the first matter is particle. Then the particle, in order for that particle to engage in give and take action with other particle, the particle itself need the energy. If there is no energy, then it can't move, right? Can't do anything. So because particle has some kind of energy, that's why particle can have the give and take action with other particle, right? That energy is called universal prime energy. Then this energy is coming from here, prime energy within God. Does make sense? So that's why that from this energy produced by this, God's internal nature and the external form, then this is the pre-energy. Through this give and take, then that this give and take produce the energy, two kinds of energy, and because of this energy, then a particle emerged, or particle was formed, and that particle has the energy with their purpose, energy with their purpose. That purpose is coming from this God's design or God's blueprints, right? That energy is not just energy with some kind of purpose. That is called universal prime energy. Yeah, I hope it's okay so far, right? So because these two energy, if we two kinds of energy, but of course energy, this energy cannot be separated. That's just energy in God, right? That's why. So now I combine these two, right? This energy was produced by the give and take action within God's self. Yeah, within God's self, that the give and take action within God's self that produce this energy, then because of this energy, particle is formed, and this particle has the universal prime energy within itself, right? This prime energy is coming from this energy. Yeah, because of this universal prime energy, this particle can engage in give and take action with other particle like this. Yeah, this particle has the energy within itself. That is a universal prime energy, and that energy is not just energy. The energy has the purpose, what to do, what kind of things this particle need to do, right? That's kind of like the purpose or the vision, ideal is coming from this one, God's internal nature, because God has a blueprint. That's why this particle, has their energy within, but the energy has their purpose to do something. Then this particle has that kind of energy and the purpose too. Therefore, those two particles, this is example. Two particles can have the give and take action. Each particle has energy to engage with other particles according to God's design, according to God's purpose, right? Well, I hope that makes sense. Okay, this is an example, Okay, this is a divine principle here. That through the agency of universal prime energy, right? Universal prime energy here. That means that basically electron has universal prime energy and proton has the universal prime energy. Then because they have their own purpose, the same kind of purpose, right? Centering on the purpose. This universal prime energy, that is the center with the same purpose or common purpose of electron and proton, right? So then centering on that purpose, or you say centering on this universal energy, then these electron and the proton have give and take action and form the atom. Many different kind of atoms, right? Based on the purpose, based on the different kind of give and take, then right, the different kind, different how many electrons and how big the proton is, all those different kind of things, then makes the different kind of atoms, then according to their science, 118 different atoms exist. So, right, so through this give and take action, then atom is formed. Atom is formed, right? Many different kind of atoms are formed, and how the atoms are existing. In order for atom to exist, then the atom need energy, right, to exist. That energy is produced through this give and take action. Electron and proton is having give and take. So then through that, then also atoms through that, then some energy is produced so that the atom can exist as atom. Once they stop the give and take action, electron and the proton, right? Then no more atoms, right? No more atom. So electron, proton, and electron, then they have to keep having the give and take action, so then atom exists there. Yeah. So then the atom has some energy to exist, right? Because of this give and take action. But at the same time, the energy has the purpose. The energy is not just energy with the purpose. There's the clear direction, what to do, what kind of things, so they can do. That's here some example of the atoms here. What this is the helium, H, O, oxygen, helium, hydrogen, or I don't know. So okay, so these each atoms has a different kind of nature. That means each atom has the energy within, so that the atom can exist, right? But not just existing. They have energy to engage in another give and take action with other atoms. Then when they do that, they have a clear purpose, which is coming from God, actually. This universal prime energy, okay, H and O, they have their own energy within, and the O, oxygen has their own energy within. So that's why they can exist, but not only that, they have energy to engage in the give and take action with other atoms. Then that can happen based on or centering on the universal prime energy. That means this H atom has the energy within, and the energy has their purpose already. Purpose. Then that means what? They know, or like they are programmed, or they have their design itself. The energy has a purpose to, H can have their give and take action with the O, so then they can form the H2O, which is the water, right? That we call that the molecules. That's not like a by chance. It is designed by God, right? God wanted to create the water. Then how, right? That's that the atoms and atoms get together, then they can form their water, H2O, right? That is not a by chance. According to the principle, it said the centering on the universal prime energy, right? That's energy, and that energy is, of course, originally coming from God, and H and O, each atoms has energy within itself, and that energy has their purpose. Okay, so then they can produce all kinds of different kind of molecules. Then the same thing, molecules and the molecules, so they engage in the give and take action. Then so eventually, or not eventually, but many different kind of things they can create. And then we know that the cells are formed by this give and take action. When molecules and the molecules engage in the give and take action, then they can form their cells. Then the cells is like a really different level. Yeah, the cells has their life. Then how that happen? Then the science, of course, cannot figure that out. They can find out what kind of molecules are there within cells, but what is the source of their life? What is a life? What kind of energy is that? How come there is a life? So that is the difficult, basically the question in the science world, right? But there is the clear purpose and the design here. Each molecule has the energy within, That's why molecules are existing, but at the same time, the energy has their purpose, what to do, what kind of things they can create, right? That is coming from the God's idea. That is coming from their God's original design. Like this. I don't know if this diagram is good or not, right? But everything is coming from God, okay? This is God. Then as we saw already, the universal prime energy is produced by this give and take action within God. Okay, there is a forming energy and acting energy. Then this forming energy, because of this, then the particle is formed, and then the acting energy with the purpose that is manifested in this particle, right? So, right, that's why this particle has the energy within with their purpose. The purpose is coming from originally their heart, and the more detailed purpose is coming from this God's blueprints here. Yeah, this is a result of these two, right? This is a pre-energy, this is a blueprints or a design. So that because of these two, then this energy is existing. Then the universal prime energy is coming from here, actually acting energy, right? Therefore, based on that, God's design and the purpose, particle and the particle have give and take action, and they make their many different kind of atoms. Then the atoms and atoms have a give and take action centering on this universal prime energy. Universal prime energy here too. Atoms and atoms. Then universal prime energy, that is not just energy, as I said, the energy has a clear purpose based on this God's blueprints. Yeah, that's why some atoms and atoms make the water, then atoms make other kind of molecules, all kinds of different things, right? That's in this universe, many different kind of molecules exist. Yeah, here, molecules. So then the molecules, then the many different kind of molecules can get together, then they make the cell, which has their life, right? So this area is the inorganic matter, and after this, then there is the organic matter exists in this world with life. Organic matter means they have a life somehow, right? So then how these molecules can produce those cells and with their life, right? That happened because of this God's blueprints. So there some energy and the purpose there behind all those give and take action, right? Yeah, so that's how it works. Molecules has its own energy within, because like the molecules consist of atoms, right? And atoms and atoms are like having give and take action that produce the energy. Then because of that energy, then this molecule is existing, but not just existing. The energy has certain purpose to go to the next stage. Then that purpose is coming from this, right? God's blueprints here, God's internal nature, God's design, God's blueprints. Because of this one, because of this, then all the energy has a certain purpose. This molecule has its own purpose to do something further. This molecule has a certain purpose and energy to do something more, right? Then those molecules are having give and take action, then they can produce their cell, with a life. Yeah, something like that, right? So that is all, everything is God's design. Yeah, so that's how their things are working. So, then maybe like a long time ago, so we talked about this. How come this kind of beautiful flower exists? Right? Then that is a God's design. When you think about it, right? That comes from the one seed. Then a seed right? Then the seed was, composed by the many different, many cells in there, right? Then the cell has a life, and they know what to do. How can how they know what to do, right? The seed of their rose become, they will form their roses, different kind of roses. The sunflowers, the seed, so that the seed can form their sunflower. Then they know that. Then how can they know? What kind of things they need to do? That is that is from their God's design. That is from God's design, right? So that there is some purpose there, very clear purpose and the design blueprints there. That's why they know what kind of, how they can make this color, how they can make this kind of shape, how they can make this kind of flowers or stems. And if that is a tree, then they know they are going to be a tree. If they have an apple, then they produce the apple. That everything is amazing. So that's all those like cells. Then the cell is live certain time and died, and the new cells comes up, right? So then they grow as the flower or trees or animals and the dogs and the cat and the human beings. How come they can do that, right? Because there is a disconnection, very one line from God's blueprints through this give and take action centering on the universal prime energy. Universal prime energy has the certain purpose. This energy has a purpose, what to do, what kind of things they need to do, right? Those things are coming from this God's blueprints, which is in the God's internal nature. Yeah. So okay. So I hope this makes sense. That's why that's all those originally, even this beautiful roses, right? When you divide it into the smaller ones, that goes into the comes to the particle and energy eventually, right? It's a particle. Then why this kind of like a inorganized matter, inorganic matter? Inorganic matter, that's when they come together, then they become the organic matter. That's mysterious, but that happened because that is God's plan. God is giving that kind of energy, that kind of power, right, in that thing. So okay, so that's why that we have this kind of beautiful flower here and the beautiful nature, amazing creation like human beings exist based on that kind of work of God. Origin is God. Okay, so why we are able to enjoy the beauty and the harmony in this society, in this universe, right? How come that those universe and the natures are so beautiful and harmonized? Because that is from God's design. Okay, even that's not just like just a gathering of the atoms or molecules, right? Not like that. Without purpose, they're just like things are coming together. No, there is a clear vision, clear idea, clear blueprints and design in God. Therefore, we have this beautiful nature, and all are beautiful and harmonious. And human beings are also created according to God's design. Most complicated being and amazing being, right? When you look at the human body, everybody get amazed. It's amazing thing. This is not just the the bunch of the molecules get together. No, it is. That's molecules. Eventually, when we die, then our body comes back to the soil, which is the inorganic, things, right? That's incredible. But when we are alive, then we can keep this body and the body is functioning in an amazing way. How come? How that is possible? Because that is from God's design. That is a God's blueprint. Okay, so God had clear images of Adam and Eve. Without God, nothing can exist, right? If we understand this, without God, nothing can exist. No energy whatsoever, zero, right? So everything has the God's power and God's energy. That's why we can say God is omnipresent. God is omnipresent everywhere. God is everywhere. We are existing, we are living, because God is there. That if we do not know, or if we do not have the energy of God or God's design and God's purpose, God's, those like a design and the purpose and the blueprints are coming from God's heart. Here, okay, look, this center is the heart. This heart is set the purpose, right? He wanted to create the beautiful world. The in detail is in here, God's internal nature. Okay, so that is a beginning point. And we are living right now like this, then we have a beautiful natures. Why is that? That's God, because of God exists like this. That's why everything exists this way. And we are living this way. The God is in every being. God's power and energy is in every being. So, right. So that is the the conclusion when we understand the prime universal prime energy. Then we understand this one. God is everywhere. Without God, then nothing can exist. We are existing this way. Of course, like we have to talk about the fallen man issue. That's why like a human society is in mess. However, in God's original idea, right? That's that when we look at the universe, no fall, right? Universe, beautiful universe. That is existing that way because God has their design. Then we are existing this way. Our human body is like this. We can think, we can laugh, we can love people, because God designed human beings this way. That knowing this is so important. We are not just like existing by chance. We are not like the chunk of the material things happen to be like this. That's by chance or without purpose. Then we just emerged without nothing. Not like that, right? Not like that. We each individual. That each individual has God's clear purpose of creation. So that thing is, that is the important thing we need to know. We need to know. So when we understand the universal prime energy, then kind of, we can talk about more about this kind of issue through the give and take action or four position foundation. Then we can clearly understand how God created this world also, but that's the thing is, to me, right? Then when we understand this, then there is a very clear connection, myself and God. That everything exists in this society or in this world, nature, right? Everything is really connecting to God. Not God is things are not separated thing, right? Some people may think God exists, they believe in God, right? Then they created things. God, somewhere created things. That they may believe in that. Then there is some kind of separation there. God and the created being. God is a creator and the created being. that they may think that it is some kind of separation. That's why sometimes or many times we believe God is up there, that is untouchable, and like that we can't really understand God, never ever, right? So that, but when we understand this, God is actually everywhere, every in detail, every small things too. God is there, right? So that is some very clear connection to God. Without God, then nothing can exist. Anyway, so that to me, this divine principle is so amazing. Um, very clearly understand what is God's creation and how God created things, why we are existing this way, that's very clear. We can, even though maybe last time we talked about this, that the science sometime with last few centuries, people think religion or believing God is not scientific, right? But now, when the science developed so much, then there are lots of things that the science cannot explain. Don't you think so? Right? So, but now the actually divine principle in the introduction it says, divine principle said, right? All the things or all the problems should be solved as the unified issue. Unified issue. How do you say it? The science and the religion, those two are not separated things. Physical things and spiritual things are not separate things like a mind and the body, right? Everything has the spiritual side and the physical side. That's a dual characteristics, right? So when we understand that, like this divine principle is really that's this in one sense this is very scientific. Of course, this is not the area that the science can deal with, maybe, but this is so logical, so rational, even that we have the very developed intellect now, but that we can understand God with that, that today's intellect. Today we have a developed kind of the intellect, right, and the rational understanding. But with that, then we can understand God more clearly. So anyway, so that is